I wanted to create this video for you if you're someone who's struggling with frizz, particularly maybe at the top of your head. Maybe the rest of your hair, when you blow dry it, it turns out great. So it would be, in my estimation, that perhaps you have a different type of texture going on in your hair naturally, or perhaps if you've done chemical services, color and that kind of thing, that it could be playing with the texture differently. And if you've been doing it for a while, it could just be that area of the head needs perhaps a different product, perhaps you need to use a different brush or tool at the time. So if I was being a detective and you made a request to me, then I would, besides looking at shampoo and conditioner and, and styling product like heat protectant, conditioning before, or even a serum that you can use before as you're blow drying, I would also look at your technique and what tools you're using. So let's assume that we're doing the front and you wanted to have some volume and it be straight-ish or some lift. So assuming you start from the underneath of all your hair and then you leave this section from the crown back in its own clip so that you have all this front area to play with to give you the lift and bang fringe that you want to come over to the side. So then I would start with a small section. I've already dried my hair. So this is assuming that you would have just washed your hair and rough dried it or air dried it with a blow dryer up to like 80%, and then using your brush. So I recommend, I love boar bristle brushes, are my favorite. They add shine, they really help to tame especially coarse thick hair. Even though mine is fine, it does really like the boar bristle. And so what you want to make sure that you do, especially for those that have thicker, coarser hair that is having the frizz and just going crazy, because underneath the color you could have gray hair and the texture, it's very coarse. So you want to make sure that you pull the hair very taut and firm into the brush, and you want to direct the heat at the root and take a small section that's not too wide. And you want to make sure you're using a nozzle on the end of your hair dryer because it really helps to direct the heat. And if you're going to use it on a high heat, you want to make sure that you do it fast, firm, and taut, so that you really, I'm not going to turn on the dryer so you can hear me talk, but you want to make sure that you aim it right at the root and lifting up and back to give that lift, pulling it straight, following the hair, and then switch to the other side to get it from the top and follow along your brush and then pull it out, and then continue to section out your hair and do the next section, making sure to not catch this one that's already dry underneath. And then you would do the next section, back, pulling it nice and tight, directing the heat at the root, following it up, then switching to the other side, and then going and then out. And then when you've done all of your sections, I would do a cool shot to help with shine and frizz and just comb it through with your fingers. You can also use, if you want more of a flat end, if you don't like the roundedness, then you can get yourself a flat paddle and do the same technique, and it will help the ends to be more flat than round, so depending on your preference. And then if you're happy with that, then you're good to go. You don't need any other additional product. However, it is quite humid here in Ontario this week, and we can use a little bit extra assistance. So the serum that I am loving using right now is by Alterna Caviar dual use serum, and it's a color hold, so it helps to protect your color from fading, and you can use it before or after blow dry. My preference with this one so far, especially with my hair, is putting it in afterwards. And the dual use comes because what's really cool with this serum is that you can add it to your conditioner and give yourself an added boost treatment, you know, in the shower, in the bath, if you do a little spa for yourself and leave it in. And that's really cool. I did that yesterday, and it's pretty soft and shiny. And I am just going to show you how I apply it. So my hair is very fine. I just need one pump, and even when I've been using it on my ladies that have longer, thicker hair, I start with one because it still goes a very long way, and then add a second if need be for doing specific parts that just might be being stubborn throughout the hair. But as I said, we're kind of trying to focus on the bang part here. So between your fingers, and I take it down all the way to the second knuckles on both hands, and then just very lightly wherever you've parted it, just gently placing it on top. And then I like to go underneath and pull it through the fingers so it gets on the ends from all angles and not to get too much. And then just very lightly going through the hair, finger combing your hair into place, and then lightly putting it through until you get it just the way you want. And then just washing the rest off, soap and water, because it's a little bit sticky, and it smells so good. I wish there was smell-o-vision. And so I hope this is helpful for you, and if you have any questions, feel free to DM me, and I'll see you guys soon.